what I didn't mention in that video was that the whole rest of the day, I had my supplements. I had vegetarian, I can't remember what it was, but it was vegetarian, something. It wasn't real meat. I'd had a salad. I'd had a banana. I drank my milk. You know, I wasn't like I blew the whole day. And this is why it's so imperative that you really look at that from a logical standpoint, because out of all that, and for months and months of doing that, and my everyday is really a very healthy, balanced meal. Food that I take in every day as a general rule. So it's once in a while when stuff comes up, and then that guilt hits you so hard, and it just so wants to take you down and sprout those seeds of failure. You got to look at it logically and just tell yourself, okay, that is just ridiculous. It's just asinine to feel guilty over eating a half of a piece of pizza. It's asinine to feel like you have failed yourself. It's not realistic. You wouldn't accept it from somebody telling you that that's what they were going through, because you can quite clearly see that it's asinine. It's ridiculous. And you have to talk to yourself every single time. And I'd like to tell you that that changing that story in your head is quick, easy, and or painless, but I would be lying if I told you that. I still wrestle with guilt issues. I still have to tell myself the story. I still have to look at it every single time. Now, I'm sure that in time that will get better. I have noticed that it takes me less time to process the guilt of it. And I noticed that when the guilt tries to get me in the store, if I go to buy something, that I go ahead and buy it anyway and bring it home, because I know when I'm going to buy it that I've already contemplated where that's going to fit into my life. So I don't let the guilt have say, and I talk back to it. And it's the only way that I know to combat it. It's the only way that's effective. I know that it's true, and my scale tells me that it's true, because half of a piece of pizza and a cookie did not get me to the place that I was when I was sitting in my surgeon's office, and it didn't get you there either. If I have only learned about moderation and had the mindset change and all of that come about when I started getting honest about things. And I've been dealing with the emotional issues and stuff a lot longer than I've had my band, which I kind of feel fortunate for, because I knew that there was going to be an emotional side to all of this. And I got real a long time before I got the band, and started dealing with a lot of things. So I kind of have a jump on that. So but the guilt's still there. It still comes up. It still wants to manifest. It still wants to have a place. And I refuse to give it a place. And I try very hard to acknowledge it every time, because the fact is that I did have the guilt. It did try to come on. I did have to talk myself down. And you know what? Then I still say, and that's why I say, and I enjoyed that pizza, because I did. It was good. I enjoyed it. It didn't hurt. And I'm going to do it again the next opportunity that I have, where I feel like I can, or if I'm wanting it and I feel like I can. The other thing that I'll speak to about that is that those things like pizza, or for me, it's always been not so much the sweets. I can take or leave those. I love chips and dip. And my daughter had chips and dip at her party last week. And so in the kitchen this week, all this week, we've had about 8 open bags of all different kinds of chips, everything that you can imagine, all the good ones. And in the bottom of the refrigerator are 10 tubs of every flavor of dip you can imagine, all the good ones. And since we have had all of the chips and dip, I have had 5 Ruffles with a tablespoon of ranch dressing. And they were good. Enjoyed every last freaking bite of it. And it didn't hurt or anything. And satisfied my craving. I'm good. I haven't even wanted it again because I was satisfied by it, because my mindset is different now. All week I haven't been tormented or tortured, other than the fact that 8 open bags of chips and 10 tubs of dip take up a lot of freaking room. I live in a mobile home, people. There isn't a lot of room, so that's been the only irritation I've had with having the food. Now, we'll be going through it this week because it's been in there for a week now, and we need to let it go. And if there's anything that my nephews want to take home that they'll eat with their friends, they can, or whatever. But it's been okay to have it there. The rest of the week I've been fine. I've been eating what I'm supposed to be eating. I don't go in there and have chips and dip every day, but I sure as hell did enjoy it when I did have it, and it was less than even a serving, and it satisfied my craving, and it's nice to know that I can do that now. It's nice to know that I can show some control, some self-control, that I can be satisfied. I can satisfy a craving and be satisfied with it, and have my very next meal turn around and be completely content with the fact that what I'm going to eat is a big bowl full of greens or something like that, and not feel sad or longing to have, more chips and dip or anything like that. So, but that's taken a long time to get there too. But I still have to talk the guilt down. And